Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. As part of the other game I picked up at the local game store today was HeroQuest First Light by Avalon Hill. Now, this is a dungeon crawl system that I was curious about, but I couldn't justify spending the $140 on the base game. Fortunately, looks like this gives me everything I'll need to start at a much more accessible price point of $50. So, we'll take a look at this and we'll see what we've got in here. A standalone game with 10 unique quests and a complete game system compatible with all HeroQuest expansion packs. Welcome, heroes. Heed well my word, for I am Mentor, Wizard of the Realm. HeroQuest is a fantasy adventure that follows 4 heroes through dungeon quests as they discover treasure, explore immersive environments, and battle evil forces controlled by Zargon, the Game Master. Traverse an ever-changing board that evolves as you trek through each dungeon. Will you prove yourself worthy of the title of hero? The quest is calling. And as you can see here, there is an app that can be your digital game master. I do have the app downloaded on my iPad, and I will be using that when this game eventually hits the channel. Now let's crack it open and see what we've got in here. I do have something in the offing during the off-season, but I'll touch a little bit more on that during Pinot with Phoenix at the end of the month, which is going to be next Saturday already, and I cannot believe that is coming up. The shrink wrap can hit the bin. So now let's crack this open and see what we've got in here. We've got our character sheets, which I can probably go find more of. The quest book, which I'm not going to thumb through. I'm not going to thumb through the quest app or the quest book because I don't want to be spoiled by that. The rule book, however, when we're done, I will thumb through. Actually, now I can close the knife. Then we've got, this is probably the Zargon screen. Actually, it looks like essentially the dungeons, the DM screen. So everything that we need there for a quick reference. Then we're starting to get into our punch board. This is probably the entrance. Backside of that. This is all minis in the main box. I think this is all minis in the main box. Then we've got our enemies, which these will probably come with stands of some kind. We'll find out as we get deeper in the box, though. This looks like the game board. Yep, there are the stands. So let's see if we can put this out. What I need to do is I need to first get everything else out of the way. This is a little bit of a bigger board than I think I was expecting. Right, it sounds like the air fryer is coming up to temperature and is going to start cooking dinner. Okay, I'm going to have to back the camera up just a little bit, I think, to get the board. Let me tip it up. We'll back it up so we can get the board in shot. There's no way I can lay it coming toward the camera. I'm going to have to lay it on its side. Then we've got this side of the board. I imagine the quest will tell us what side of the board to use. So we can fold that up. I think it folded. Now I've got to remember how it folded so I can put it back in the box. I think it folded like that. Then we've got the aforementioned Dragon Mini. We've got Dwarf, Warrior, I think this is Wizard, and Elf. Like I said, we've got our stands, our cards, which also look to be poker-sized, and an empty box that could serve as a dice tray, except I've got packs of dice trays. I've got dice towers everywhere. The odds I'm going to keep this insert are lower, definitely, than the odds that I'm going to keep the Mage Knight insert. But that's once I get to maintenance on this one. There are the dice. I think these are, from what I was seeing, these are movement. These are probably resolution dice of some kind. Let's pull that. Let's actually pull all of the insert stuff out, just to make sure it's empty under there. So yeah, once I get to maintenance on this game, the odds this insert is going to survive as is are basically nil, if I'm being perfectly honest. But dice are regular sized. They'll go through any normal dice tower easy as you please. But I'm going to put these back in here. For now, the insert's going to stay until I get to a maintenance night of some kind. And I don't think that is sitting quite right. I don't like how it's bulging like that. Let me see if I can fold this board down a little better. I've got the idea of how it's supposed to go, but I don't think I got it fitting quite right. Okay. I'm just throwing everything back in the box. Got to be careful not to punch before I'm ready, because that's another habit I have. Now let's give the rule book our normal thumb through. Now we can bring the camera back in. We'll tip down, preferably without turning the camera too much. And we'll take a look at the rule book. If everything's in this font, actually I'm going to see if I can zoom in all the way. If everything's in this font, I'm not going to like this too much. Okay, it's not in here. Everything in that font. Okay, we got rules for Zargon, the heroes, and all the tips and info. All right, what's in the box? New to HeroQuest. Preparing for your quest. Setting up. We've got an example of what everything should look like. Odds are mine isn't going to look exactly like this, but we'll see. Meeting the heroes, we got the barbarian, the dwarf, the elf, and the wizard. Filling out a character sheet. Like I said, there's got to be more of those there's got to be more of those out there. Note from Zargon, start playing. Got the actions. Okay, that's a note that's the sound of turning the food in the air fryer. All of the actions. Okay, we've got also, again, mixed information for the players and for Zargon. Okay. I imagine most of this will be taken care of in the app with Zargon. Okay. Running out of monsters. Okay, so it looks like substitutions are not limited. So I do have a mess of minis. I do have a mess of minis for my RPGs that I can use in here. Component reference. The quest is calling. And the back of the rule book. Okay. And that is everything in the box for HeroQuest First Light. And now I'm all caught up on unboxings until I get my next couple of big games coming in next week. And I'm hoping I'm going to slam the brakes on my purchases after that, but we'll see how that pans out. Next time we get together on the channel will be yet tonight, and we will be at Yankee Stadium to continue the 2001 replay in Payoff Pitch Baseball. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, Take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.